Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, I'm going to be testing out another new product. But for this product, I want to do something a little bit different. So this is something that has caused a whole lot of controversy when it first launched, and now here we are again, a year later. I am, of course, talking about the Tarte Face Tape Foundation, or as it was originally known as the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation. We all know the drama. The shade range was trash, literal garbage served on a silver platter, but it was garbage. It's been a year. Tarte apparently has gone back to the drawing board, taken all of the feedback that they've received over the last year about the launch, the product, all that stuff, and they have now relaunched the Shape Tape Foundation as the Tarte Face Tape Foundation. So I know there's probably already been a fair number of videos out there testing out this foundation, but I kind of want to do a little bit of a twist on a regular foundation review. So I want to do a little 3-day wear test. So on the first day, I'm going to wear just the Face Tape Foundation, kind of give it a first impression, see how it wears throughout a whole day on my extreme combination skin. And then I do have both the hydrating version of the original Shape Tape Foundation as well as the matte version of the Shape Tape. I have tried both of these out in this past year. I've only worn the hydrating one a handful of times. I thought it was okay. It was fine. I actually do quite like the matte version. If you want a foundation that is bulletproof, will get you through really extreme things, this is it. The only problem I have with this foundation is that I cannot wear it for multiple days in a row. It just dries out my skin too much. Probably on like that 3rd, 4th day of wearing this foundation, that's kind of my limit. So I thought for the next 2 days, I'm going to do kind of like a split test. So one day I will wear the face tape with the matte Shape Tape, and then one day I will wear it with the hydrating Shape Tape to see how it compares to the original formula. So if that sounds fun, you want to hear my thoughts about the new Shape Tape Face Tape Foundation. What is it called? I'm sorry, can we just talk about how stupid of a name that is? I always thought Shape Tape was a weird name for the concealer and then the foundation, and now they're just rolling with it, coming out with like a whole bunch of face tape stuff. It's strange. It's a strange name, but if you want to hear my thoughts about the new Face Tape Foundation, hang tight, we're getting started right now. So here we are, we've got the new Face Tape Foundation. Oh, it's so far, I'd lost it. Let's try it again. Okay, so we've got to the new Face Tape Foundation. I went to my local Ulta in order to try to do a little bit of a better shade matching up for myself. So I ended up picking up 2 colors. I think the one that looks like it's probably going to be the actual best shade match for me is going to be the 37 in medium tan neutral shade. We're just gonna see. I have these 2 shades. Let's cross our fingers and hope that it works. Before we get started with the application, Tarte says that this foundation, the Face Tape Foundation, is inspired by our classic Shape Tape concealer. The claims are long wearing, full coverage, and a natural matte foundation. It's supposed to be transfer proof, waterproof, sweat proof. Okay, let's see if their claims really do live up to what they say. So I'm gonna go ahead and just prime my face using my everyday go-to priming cocktail, which I know a lot of people would say is probably extra high maintenance of me, but so I always like to start with a more hydrating primer. This is the J1 Red Jelly Pack Primer that I have been using recently. Next, I like to go with a pore filling primer. Since we're talking about Tarte, I'm going to use the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is like a really great pore filling primer. And then finally, I like to finish up using a mattifying primer. This is my Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector, which is almost gone, obviously. Still a little left in here though. And this I like to put just right in my T-zone. Okay, my hair is getting in the way a little bit. Let's put it up and out of the way. Okay. That's better. So for today, I think I'm just gonna go in with the 37N Medium Tan Neutral. Since I think this is gonna be a pretty good match, I hope. I hope it is. Okay. So some of the changes they've made with this new foundation is that it now is in a plastic container, which I don't like. I actually really like glass containers just because then you can recycle them. Maybe you can recycle this plastic, I don't know. It doesn't say. It doesn't say. But they now have a pump instead of the others that came with the big, you know, doe foot, buck foot, giant applicators like here. You see, here's the original. Which some people really hated. I didn't mind, but now this comes with a pump. I just think this feels a little more, this feels a little cheap. I'm not gonna lie, it just feels lightweight. It just feels kind of cheap, but it doesn't come with a cheap price tag, that's for sure. This is $39, I forgot to say that. Same price as all of Tarte's other foundations, so at least there's not like a change in the price, like a price hike with this foundation. So I'm gonna put a couple of these pumps on the back of my hand. So I put like 2.5 little pumps. And then I'm going to do a little half and half sort of situation to see how it performs and how it works. So on one side I will use a beauty blender, on the other side I will use a foundation brush, and I have learned my lesson. I will not repeat my mistake from the Morphe foundation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should go watch that video. I'll link it above. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with my beauty blender on one side. I think that shade mage is gonna match. This is not gonna be too bad. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good shade match. That looks good. Okay, I like that. I would say that this is full coverage, but it's not like a heavy full coverage. Like the Morphe foundation, which I mentioned before, that is a full coverage, but it feels kind of heavy and it looks a little heavy and thick on your face. Or maybe the Huda Beauty or the Urban Decay All Nighter. Like those are true full coverage foundations, but they look a little heavier. This is not, but it did really cover. I do have, you know, a little bit of redness, all that stuff. It actually covered it really well. I wouldn't say it's pore filling. You can still see some like enlarged pores right here, but I still think it looks pretty good. It's settling into some lines already, which I don't like. I mean, that was like immediate, like I just put it on and it's already kind of settling. But overall, I think it's pretty nice. It went on well with the sponge. So I'll do the other side really quickly with the brush. Oh, also I used all of those 2 pumps on this one side. It didn't feel like I was putting that much on, but it kind of went fast. So I'll do another little maybe 2 pumps since we're doing it with the brush. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and take this directly off the brush. Instead of putting it on my face first and then trying to blend it in with the brush, I'm gonna go in with the brush first and then blend it. Hopefully that'll keep me from getting too much. I think it did take less product, of course, on this side, but I still think the application was fairly similar with both the brush and with the sponge. I didn't notice a ton of difference, so far so good. Since we're doing the Face Tape foundation, I thought let's go ahead and use Shape Tape Concealer. So I'm gonna do my normal combination. So I have Tan Sand to like cover up dark circles, although this foundation did a fairly good job of kind of when I got it up in this area of covering the dark circles. And then I'm gonna use Light Medium to brighten. just gonna set it with my like go-to setting powder of the month. This is the Pretty Vulgar Powder Room Setting Powder. I just feel like this foundation definitely needs to be set. I mean, I know the Shape Tape Concealer needs to be set, and this foundation's been on for a little while. It's not drying down completely. It's still feeling a little sticky. And that will probably also help with some of the creasing as well. Okay, so this is the Face Tape Foundation so far. I think it's set down really nicely. I think it looks really good with this powder. This is an excellent foundation shade match for me. Probably, dare I say, the best Tarte foundation shade match that I've ever had. Because I know for years I was wearing the wrong color foundation from Tarte. This actually looks pretty good to me. I think it actually is matching. I mean, I did drag it down my neck, but, well, let me lower it down my neck. It's just really pale because I always don't go outside. But I still think it looks pretty good. I like it. It's after being set with powder, it feels very smooth. It does do a really nice job of like, you know, evening the skin tone and kind of canceling out any kind of negative imperfections. It's only been, you know, 15 minutes that I've had this on, but so far so good. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my face and then I will come back and keep doing some check-ins because I want to get a full wear test done. I will be back. I'll be back. And we'll check in a little bit. Hey, what's up? So it is about 4:15 in the afternoon. I did my makeup around 11:30-ish. Took me kind of a long time to do this eyeshadow. It was really messy. Probably should have done the eyeshadow first, but oh well. That's fine. I'm using the new Ronnie Shadow Gems palette, so I think this is like gorgeous. But we're not here for the eyeshadow. There'll be a review on that. I'm working on it, but we're here to talk about the foundation. So it is, I did my makeup, let's say 11:30. It is now 4:15, so it's going on about 4 hours of wearing this foundation. And I have to say, I think it's looking really good. So I have not touched up my face at all. I'm getting a little bit shiny, I think, on the chin, kind of on my nose, slightly, and then it's looking a little more, I don't know, dewy, lived in on my forehead, sort of. It's not crazy oily, but I do notice a little bit of oil peeking through. So I was worried about the creasing and my smile lines. I don't know, is that like, do you see anything? Because, I mean, there's a little bit, but it's not bad. It got so much better once I actually like set everything with powder. I think so far so good. This foundation is looking really good. It's looking quite good. Yeah. I mean, I haven't done anything. I did my makeup. I ate breakfast. Then I did my makeup. Then I had a second cup of tea. I watched Whiskey Cavalier, the pilot of that. I think the pilot's like really good. I mean, I love Scott Foley. I love him. I loved him on Scandal. I think he's awesome. I was really excited to see Lauren Cohen, I think that's her name, like the lead actress. Do you guys remember? Do you remember when she was on Supernatural and she was like, yeah, I'm glad to see her again. I haven't like, what has she done since Supernatural till now? But I think that their like chemistry is really great. I liked the pilot. I think the pilot was really good. It was like a good setup to like a series. I need to watch the finale of A Million Little Things. That was on last night. Oh my gosh, I've gotten so into that show. I love it. It is so good. So the finale was on last night. I haven't watched it. I need to do it. But I think it's going to be a cry fest. I just feel it. I feel like it's going to be a tough episode. And so I'm just like, I need to be in a mood for that. But now at least I'm glad that Whiskey Cavalier is on so that I have something else to watch now that A Million Little Things is over. Okay, so yeah, did that. I worked on a video. I edited for a couple hours. And yeah, now I'm running errands. I'm out in my car, obviously. Well, not my car, my father's car. Because his car has the heated seats and still is so cold. Well, it's not that bad. It says it's, what, 41 degrees? Yeah, well, it's not terrible. It's March in Colorado, what to expect. But I'm here. Gonna run some errands and yeah, just thought I'd do a quick check-in. I meant to check in earlier, but you know, life happens. So far so good. I like this foundation. I mean, tentatively, I'm saying I think it's actually looking pretty good. So let's see how long it lasts. My day is far from over. All right, I'll check in later. Bye.
with the lawnmower just to get the shot. A late night Dairy Queen run before the snowstorm tomorrow. And we also had coupons that were expiring, and I'm blurry there. It's still blurry. So like those times that we used to go to that one on Broadway, because they would like give you $1 off when it was actually snowing. Why are you just like the silent person?
But you're talking to your adoring public.
I'm talking to you.
Thought you were gonna tell a story about you got $1 off.
I was telling you. Remember when we went?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm back. It is now 12:58 a.m., which means this foundation has been on my face for 13 hours. Yeah. And I have to say, it looks kind of, I suppose, what you would expect for a 13-hour wear foundation that I only blotted one time. I didn't touch up, I didn't do anything else. Well, you can see my messy hair in the back. Okay, but let's look. I think my pores are taking the brunt of the not so greatness. They're really coming through kind of on my forehead and on my cheeks. There's a little bit of creasing in my smile line and a little bit of like the foundation rubbing off kind of on my nose, and then like I already mentioned, on my chin. But overall, there is not a ton of creasing. Like there have been times where my smile lines have been like really in full force, not looking great. In general, it doesn't look too cakey. Like it does look a little bit heavier. I mean, but it's been 13 hours. I don't think this foundation claims to be like 24-hour wear. Or at least it doesn't say. Could be a lot worse. I've had foundations that look a lot worse than this. So overall, I'm kind of pleased with this foundation. Oh, look there, I can see again. Yeah, so far for day one, not too bad. Yeah, I'm excited to see what will happen for day 2 and day 3. I will catch you guys then. Bye. Hi, it is now day 2. Day 2 of testing out the new Tarte Face Tape Foundation. For the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, of testing out this foundation, I am now going to pair the new face tape with the older shape tapes. It's not super early right now, let's be real. I didn't get started today as early as I wanted. It's about 1 o'clock. It's 12:59, so I'm running late. I think I'm going to do the hydrating today because I know that the matte version of shape tape is very long lasting, like very, very, very. It's already kind of late today, so I think I'm going to do the hydrating version. When I do foundation wear tests, which none of you have seen yet, but I have filmed a lot of them. I need to edit those. Anyways, when I do those like longer extended foundation wear tests, I like to switch up the primers to see how the foundation wears under different primers, under different like circumstances, all that jazz. But since today we're already doing kind of like a switching it up kind of thing with the shape tape versus face tape, I didn't want to add any extra variables to like this little test. So I'm going to use the same priming routine as I did the first day. Okay, I am primed. I'm now going to go ahead and put on the foundation. I'm going to do the face tape on my right side, and I'm going to do shape tape on my left. I have a beauty blender. I didn't really notice a lot of difference, so I'm just going to use the beauty blender because it's kind of easier. So again, this is face tape. Okay, so this is face tape. Again, looks really good. Actually, that shade is not so terrible. It really is not that terrible and really not that different than the other one, to be completely honest. And they were kind of far apart, huh? Okay, so now I'm gonna do shape tape on the other side. So this Shape Tape side, the hydrating, is definitely not as full coverage as the face tape. You can still see I have a couple freckles, I have freckles like here, which is a weird place to have freckles, but I have a couple freckles and you can still see them through the foundation, so it's not full coverage the way that the Shape Tape is, or the face tape, the new one. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more to see if I can build this up. Now I have a friend that really loves this hydrating Shape Tape. She liked it a lot. I've only worn this maybe 2 or 3 times. I've not worn it a lot. I don't think it made that big of an impression on me. A little bit of settling immediately in the smile lines, but that happened the other day. And once I set it, it kind of got okay. I still wouldn't say this side is full coverage. It's, I think would say this is a very strong medium coverage. This I would say is pretty full coverage, but both look pretty natural on the skin. And the color match between the two shades is not terrible. Might be a little bit dark for me at this time of year, but it's not awful. I forgot to bring any concealer or powders down. I will use the same powders and concealer that I used the other day just to keep everything else the same. So I'm gonna go conceal, powder, do the rest of my makeup, and I will be back in a little while to do a check-in. Okay, so it is now 5:15, 5:16, just changed. You can't see that. It's 5:16 in the evening. So it's been a while, and I have been living in this foundation for about 5 hours at this point. And I do have to say, I really cannot tell the difference between the two shades at all. So of course, the right side, this side of my face, is using the new Face Tape foundation, and the left side is using the Shape Tape Hydrating foundation. And honestly, I really don't see a difference in either side. So, I mean, let's just take a closer look. I don't see a difference. I don't see a difference on camera. I don't see a difference in person. These, I think, are actually performing very, very similarly over the couple hours that I have been wearing this foundation. Just a little bit. So a little bit of creasing, but overall not so bad. I'm also really, yeah, the foundation's looking a little more lived in. The oils are starting to peek through kind of on my chin and on my forehead, which is always the first places where I start to see oil. My nose, it's still pretty matte except where I put a little highlighter in my nose. I shouldn't have done that because I usually don't when I'm testing out a foundation. I kind of forgot and just got carried away. I'm not looking overly dewy. Like, there are some foundations that at the 5-hour mark, I'm already being like, oh yeah, this is like breaking down and not looking good. And this is really, so far so good. I'm really kind of impressed with this makeup, but so far so good. I will keep checking back and letting you know how this continues to wear throughout the rest of the evening. I think I'm gonna go try that new Ariana Grande Starbucks drink. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, bye. Hello. It is late, quite late. 12:40. I was about to get ready for bed. I'm actually in bed. And take my makeup off and actually go to sleep when I realized I forgot to do another check-in. So here we are, end of the day, and this is what the foundation's looking like so far. So I realize the lighting's not the best, but we deal, right? Honestly, I have to say, I think both sides of this foundation, they both look not terrible for about 12.5 hours of wearing this foundation. Yeah, there's a fair bit of oiliness around my nose, and this is without me touching up. I did not touch up my face a single time, which in a normal day, I do touch up. I mean, I'll powder, I'll blot, I will touch up, but this is without me touching up at all. So again, kind of rubbed off my chin, standard. It has rubbed off my nose. Let me zoom in. I don't know if you can tell how it's sort of rubbed off on the nose a little bit rather than just getting oily. And for 12 hours of wear, I mean, this doesn't claim to be super long wearing. I mean, it says it's supposed to, you know, last a while, but it doesn't claim to be. And I also don't notice a ton of difference between the two sides of my face. Both sides of my nose were fairly oily. Both sides had a little bit of foundation that rubbed off. It wasn't like one side broke down more quickly than the other, which I think is interesting, to say the least. I don't know if I didn't want to be impressed or if I just didn't think that I would be. I don't know. Anyways, it's super late. I'm gonna get ready for bed, but I will see you guys tomorrow for day 3.
Welcome back. It is now day 3 of testing out the new Tarte Face Tape Foundation. So on this 3rd and final day of the wear test, I am going to be putting the Face Tape Foundation up against the Tarte Shape Tape Mattifying Foundation. So just like I did yesterday, it's going to be face tape on the right side of my face and the shape tape on the left side of my face. I'm going to be using the exact same products I have been using for the last 2 days just to make sure that all of the other variables stay the same in this little experiment. So I'm just going to go ahead and prime my face and get this foundation on. All right, so that is both foundations applied. I have to say right off the bat, I think the coverage is pretty similar on both sides. And I think the color match between the two foundations is pretty similar. I don't really notice like a big line down the middle of my face. So I think coverage is pretty good. And just overall, the look of both foundations right now is pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use the same products I've been using for the last 2 days. The Tarte Shape Tape Concealers. I have the shades Tan Sand and Light Medium. And then my Pretty Vulgar Powder Room Translucent Powder. All right, so it is now just a little bit after 12:30. So far so good, no settling in smile lines. So far I think both sides of the face actually look pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, finish up my face, and then I will continue to do check-ins throughout the day. So I will catch you guys in a little bit. Okay, I'm here for a check-in. It is now 4 p.m. in the afternoon, just after 4:03 technically. And thought I would do a little check-in. I think in general I'm looking pretty good. I'm starting to notice a fair bit of pores popping out kind of on my forehead. My nose is getting ever so slightly shiny, and so is my chin. The oil coming through, pretty standard, but it's not a lot. I don't even feel like at this point would be a moment where I feel like I would need to touch up. I could pretty easily say, oh yeah, I'll just continue to wear this and feel like it's okay. Let me zoom in just a little bit so you can kind of see. Okay, so we're zoomed in, good and close. I don't really think you can see a little of the smile lines, and then you can see, I think, how kind of the oil is starting to come through around my nose, forehead. No creasing. Sometimes if it's a really bad foundation, I will get a crease right here where I frown. But usually if it's a good foundation, that will go away when I don't frown. Overall, not so bad. I'm not seeing anything too drastic coming through, so. But I will check in a little bit later. See ya. Back to the motherland. Hey, I'm back in the car for another check-in. It is now 7:07. Sorry, I was just checking the time on the dash. I can't find my phone. It's probably in the bottom of my bottomless pit purse. But I'm here, and so that means this foundation has been on my face. Oh, I can't remember if I did my makeup at noon or 12:30.
I'm gonna say 12:30 because that's by the time that I like finished it. So that means like 6.5 going on 7 hours. And I have to say, I think it still looks pretty good. Like, honestly, there's not really a ton of creasing. Like, I don't really see creasing. I just look really shiny. Like, I could definitely use a touch-up. So I have a little blotter. I'm just like gonna blot some oil because it could definitely use that. Ooh. Yeah, a lot of oil is coming off right now. Like, look at this. Eee. But I think it's touching up pretty well. I think my forehead's looking a lot better. It's looking, I mean, this is just highlighter. Trophy Wife, of course. I love Trophy Wife. I rediscovered Trophy Wife recently, and it's just the greatest thing. Touch up looks good. Still a little bit of oil, but overall I think it's pretty good. Let's get closer. Yeah, not so bad, really. Really not terrible. It is kind of a little bit on my, like, my pores are showing, but it's been 6.5 going on 7 hours, so I guess it makes sense. Oh, also, since I didn't last time that I did a check-in in the car, I was like, oh, I'm going to try the new Ariana Grande Starbucks drink, and then I didn't get it because I'm a creature of habit, and I didn't want to pay for it. But this time I had a free drink at Starbucks. So I did get, this is the Cloud Macchiato, and I got it with soy because if Ariana Grande says get the Venti Cloud Macchiato with soy, then I'm gonna get the Cloud Macchiato with soy. Thank you. Next. So let me try it. That's different than I expected. It's sweet at the beginning, then it has like a little funny aftertaste. Maybe it's the soy. I used to get soy lattes all the time in college though, so like I don't think it's the soy. I don't know. It's a little bit funny. But overall it's pretty good. I'm gonna drink it. It was free. I still want to try the cinnamon one. Maybe I'll get that one with regular milk instead of getting it with soy. Sorry, Ariana. I'm not vegan. I'm not vegetarian. I love milk. Sorry. Alright, so I'm gonna go. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock, so I better get home and cook dinner. And I started a project of cleaning up my bathroom and like reorganizing it, and now it is a mess. Maybe I will show you. We will see. I don't know if I want to admit to how much of a disaster my bathroom actually is, but I'll maybe do a check-in later this evening. And we'll see if I've made any progress. I doubt it, but we shall see. And we shall see how this foundation continues to hold up. Until then, toodaloo. Okay. Well, here we are. It is now 11:59. Almost midnight. Which means I've been wearing this foundation for a full 12 hours. Yeah, it's been a day. I've been working in my bathroom. It is still a mess. But you know what they say, it always gets worse before it gets better. Like, I've pulled a ton of stuff out and have just been like reorganizing everything. The counters are in here are still like really crowded. I have a whole container of like half-used products that I need to like make an effort to just like finish up or throw away. But I'll organize those. I am most proud of my skincare drawer. I now have that like totally organized. Let me show you. So I have 3 drawers. This is the bottom drawer that I have now made my skincare drawer. So in here I have like all of my toners. So Glossier, The Solution, Rose, Mario Badescu. So I have all those, and then I have like other things. So this is like my day section with, you know, my like C. What is this? Oh yeah, the C Pharma Day Serum, like anti-wrinkle stuff, my night stuff, my Good Genes, all those like here. Then the big section I just have like kind of other stuff like an essence. This is retinol, other like moisturizer type things. And then I have eye creams in these like small sections, and then all my oils. So for Soleil, my like Luna Good Genes, more Glossier. I have this pore serum. It's like a Korean skincare, I think. I don't use it that often. And it doesn't really fit me. I don't know what to do with it. And my like Tarte Maracuja oil that I use every morning. And then I have like extra masks like stored in the back. And then extra like toners and stuff. So like this drawer, it looks a little bit of a mess still, but it looks better. It's like at least organized in like the different sections, and I can get to all of my skincare. I love organizers. I love like things to put like little things in. Oh my gosh, wait, you have to see this. This is like the coolest thing that I actually got a while ago, so I kind of forgot about it, but it was awesome. So under my sink, there's the skincare drawer. Under here, look at this. I have a Lazy Susan for all of my hair stuff. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's all my hair stuff. It's great. I love it. I love that I have a Lazy Susan in my bathroom. Okay, here's the mess. This is the messy side. Don't judge me. I'm working on it. I am cleaning up. This is the starting point. Okay, this is the midway point. So things get worse before they get better. Remember, they get worse before they get better. Unlike this foundation, I don't think this foundation is going to get any better. I pretty much feel like it's kind of at its limit. So 12 hours. It's not looking terrible. Let me turn around. Okay, so I'm here in the light so you can see a little better. I've started, so this is the matte Shape Tape side. Overall, not bad. I was worried about smile lines because like right off the bat, my smile lines were getting kind of bad on the face tape side. And I was like, oh, it's gonna get worse. Smile lines have not been too bad on either side, actually. Like, actually, it's not so bad. Where I was oily before and I was able to touch up, I felt like it brought it back to life a little bit, but I'm getting oily again now and it started to break up. So right here on my nose, you can see how it's like rubbed off and really starting to get cakey. So it's getting kind of cakey and heavy here, and then on my forehead, I don't know if you can see this, but like the pores. Oh, yeah, they don't look great. Like they both look kind of heavy. I look greasy and kind of oily on both, and my pores are coming through on both. But the face tape side actually has not broken up, and in the areas where I'm not oily at all, they both still look really nice. So I'm ready to like take a break. Okay, I may or may not see you, but I will see you for the final wrap up. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye. So I'm back here to kind of do like a little wrap up, give my final thoughts, and kind of reflect on the 3 days of testing out the foundation. It is actually a few days later after I finished the last day of the wear test, and I do have to say I have been wearing the face tape foundation kind of off and on throughout this last week. So I feel like I have a little bit more to say about it, I kind of gathered my thoughts about the foundation a little bit, and I kind of want to go through some of the claims that we talked about earlier on. Tarte claims that this foundation is supposed to be hypoallergenic, long-wearing, full coverage, and a natural matte finish. So hypoallergenic, I haven't had any issues. I do have somewhat sensitive skin and also very dry skin and oily skin. But I haven't had any issues, but it's only been like 2 weeks, so that maybe. Yes, tentatively yes. Long wearing, yeah, it is pretty long wearing. It maybe doesn't always look the greatest by the end of the day, but it is fairly long wearing and has made it through multiple 12+ hour days. Full coverage, definitely, but it's the kind of full coverage that I personally really like. It looks like it's my skin that's just like smooth and perfect and like has no discoloration, no freckles. Just looks really, really good. I think that also has to do with it being a natural matte finish. So do have to say I think that's probably pretty true. I don't notice it being overly radiant, but I also don't notice it looking totally, you know, flat and dull and like one-dimensional, which sometimes a matte finish can kind of do for you. So I do think it does all those things. Some of the other claims, 100% of the people who tried it says that it helps minimize the appearance of pores, and I would say yes, for a while. Now, the first few hours I wear the foundation, I do think it minimizes pores and it makes my face look very smooth. But by the end of the day, I tend to notice that the pores especially don't look good. Especially on my forehead, they're really showing through. So that's a 50-50. It's yes, but only for the first maybe 4 to 5 hours of wear that it looks really good and is not showing my pores. So, kind of. And then the last couple claims, Tarte says that it is supposed to make the skin look natural and healthier, and also supposed to feel nourishing. Natural, probably not. I mean, you can tell I'm wearing foundation. It doesn't look like a super heavy, cakey, really obviously in your face unnatural foundation, but I'm obviously wearing foundation. Obviously. Healthier? What? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Your skin health comes from having a good skincare routine, making sure you drink enough water, and that your diet promotes healthy. Your skin is the largest organ in your body, so obviously eating well, not having too many processed foods, not having too much sugar, too much salt, and drinking a lot of water, that's what's going to make your skin look healthy. If you have major skin issues, putting on foundation's not going to cover it up, to be honest. How healthy your skin looks has to come from within. It doesn't make my skin look worse. Well, sort of, kind of. It kind of does throughout the day. I don't know. And feels nourishing? I don't know. It was comfortable to wear for 12 plus hours. I'll say that much. I don't really know about comfortable to wear. I don't know what that means. That's stupid. It felt fine. It's a foundation, but it felt fine. It wasn't bad. So, all in all, I have to say the first few times that I wore this foundation, I really, really liked it. Especially the 3 days that I wore it in this video that you just saw. I really liked the foundation. I really liked even pairing it with the 2 other kinds of Shape Tape. I thought it paired really well with both of those, and I thought it was really nice. I liked it a lot. However, you know there's always a however, right? As I've worn it throughout the week since then, it hasn't been my favorite. So there are pluses and there are things that I like about the Face Tape foundation, but then there are things that I don't. So for right now, it's kind of a wash. Since I do have 2 bottles that I've been using for the past, week and a half, 2 weeks at this point, I will continue to use them. It's not a horrible, terrible, such a bad foundation. I'm just going to throw it in the bin. Chuck it. I'm going to just chuck it in the bin. But it's probably not going to be the one that I'm going to reach for time after time after time and know that it's going to look good and it's going to last and it's going to be there for me. There are so many other really great foundations out there, and this one's just kind of middle of the road. It's not the greatest foundation of all time, but it's not bad. I will continue to wear it. So that's all. That's a lot, I know. I kind of rambled. But I had a lot to say, and foundation is one of my favorite areas of makeup. I love foundations, so I wanted to make sure I was thorough and tried to do a real review. If you did like this kind of 3-day wear test and review, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me do more foundation reviews. I do have some that I already filmed from a while ago. I should just edit those and put them up, and then but let me know if you want to see if there's any kinds of foundations you want me to try out, any new ones that came out. Just let me know. I love trying foundations, so let me know in the comments. And if you have not yet subscribed, now is your chance. Hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I upload a new video. Thank you so very much for spending part of your day with me. I hope your day is fantastic. I love you all. Bye!